Hey, Ted here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin with Elliott Wave Theory. If you want to educate yourself and support me, you can take a look at Patreon, where you can find Elliott Wave Basics course, access to weekly live streams, and extra content overall. Thank you for your support. Let's get into the charts next. So let's start here on a daily time frame. The overall idea has been that this was the top of fifth wave. Again, on the futures charts, that does not really have the price data back here. So again, just to let you know that I have this as the fifth, and then we would be looking for down as a potential three-way structure like so into the lows that we had in June. Then we would be looking for another three-way structure like that, where this structure would be the C wave of this expanded flat, and this has been the main and primary idea basically since the lows here and ever since we have been creating this structure. Again, why I don't prefer the 1, 2, 3 idea is just based on the extension that we had here on the C wave. Or potential C wave instead of third. But yeah, that is the idea here, and we would be looking for this to be completed soon, and then another leg downwards for that wave Y. But again, that is the higher time frame expectations. Let's take a look at the more local structures where we would be actually trading these. So let's start here. There we go. So this was the old one, where we are looking for this as a 1, 2, 3. I can't really get this to work here, this pivot anymore, so that's why we had another way of looking at this and shifting the third up higher once more, where this is a fourth wave of that sub-minuet and this is a fourth of micro. Again, I do realize that these two corrections here don't really have symmetry between them. They're not similar size in time, not in price, and they do kind of look off. But that's the way I got it at the moment, and the overall expectation is that we're still looking for that wave 4 of minuet count and then one more high overall. At this point, I've labeled this as an ABC into a wave A or wave W, 3 ways again for that B or X, favoring the B overall on higher degrees, because again, we have taken out the highs here. If we did not have retraced the 90%, then we can't really have that as a B wave, but again, X wave is still possible here. Now locally, let's take a look at 5-minute charts, and this is what I currently have. This is not the best. I can't say this is the right one for sure, but just looking at RSI, I think this is okay looking. Overall, we would have this as a WXY, then another three-way structure here, giving us a W and another 3 ways into W, 3 ways into X, and 3 ways into wave Y, and another ABC. So overall, we would have this as a WXY here. The wave X here of sub-micro retraces only the 23.6%, which is not really typical. And also the fact that this wave Y did not go beyond the wave W here is not very common. Again, the structure is something like that. It's a, well, I guess you could call it a running flat, but it's not a flat, but running WXY. The reason why I wanted to label it that way is the RSI here on multiple time frames is higher than the previous one, and yeah, we'll get to that on the advanced course why and why those are actually important. But this is the expectation here at the moment. And since then, again, we had a very clear 3-way move here, and now I'd be expecting wave X to be put in place soon-ish, and then another leg downwards for that wave Y. Now, what can this be part of? Well, it's not clear. It's definitely not clear. Some of these structures do resemble more of a zigzags like these here and this one, but some of them don't really give us too many options. Or don't say what they really are. So again, overall, let's get rid of that. I think the idea is still that we have this as a potential B or X is the right one, and I don't really care, to be honest, which one is going to be playing out. Whether it's a B or X, we're just going to be looking at the main targets here, which would be downwards. So if we are looking at this, we would be looking at C wave here, and that would be the right color. If we would take out these high lows here, we would have to extend to the 1.618 and 1.618 of this W wave here. which is kind of low in my opinion. So I think there is a chance that we don't even hit the 1-to-1 here, but instead we would be creating a structure like that overall. And this is indeed, again, that's a sub-micro count and not a micro count, where we would be creating this as a micro already. But I think if it's a bit better, if this indeed is going to be a 3-way structure, another 3 ways and then 3 ways. If we are looking at time here, comparing it to this potential wave A or wave W, we can see that we have already, however, went beyond the 0.5 mark basically, and we are probably closing on in the 0.618. Let's see, we actually went past already the 0.618 here. So again, either this wave Y is going to be extended in time, or this is actually a higher degree structure here instead of this sub-micro that I have labeled. So it would be a micro giving us the same degrees as we have here and finishing the structure here. Of course, there is a possibility for that, as this whole thing is somewhat channeling upwards, like so. So there is a chance that we are getting some kind of pivot here, and we would be off from there. The best ones at the moment that I can see as targets would be some of these dailies that we have here below. 1.236 with the daily here. However, we would not take out the liquidity that we have here, which would sound quite weird to me. I would definitely want to see us take out these lows, and maybe we need to be shifting these at some point. But this is again the higher degree targets. Again, pivots from these two. So those are the actual targets that I'm looking at. I would expect these lows to be taken out before we are actually running up higher. But that is everything for this video. Again, if you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes and comments. Links to my Patreon and Discord can be found in the description below. And thanks for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.